I think there are some big differences. We operate in the Netherlands and France, and just taking those two economies, the lease structure is not that different between the two countries. But in France, whereas you'll get to a break option, you'll probably never hear from the tenant, and they'll never even think of coming to worry you, and they'll just generally assume that it's a 9-year lease, and they may just be triggered by their agent, certainly in smaller buildings, to come and have a word with you if the rent has become 25% over market through indexation. I have to say that is at the smaller tenant end. In the Netherlands, completely different. As soon as you've re-geared somebody's lease at the first 3-year break, within 18 months, they'll be back at you saying, if you don't give us a further reduction of rent, we're going to excise our break again. So I think there's very, very different challenges in terms of the savviness of the tenants in knowing what their market is in their local environment and knowing what their value is to the property. Obviously, there's a whole range of other issues, but I think commercially, when you're trying to underwrite a transaction, that's a very, very important difference between those two economies.
Okay, good. And interesting, Richard, that you've got your office is in Amsterdam, so I don't know whether you're being that aggressive with your with your owners. We'll have to find out.
Well, we were in a very lucky situation because one of the tenants wanted to expand and had its eye on our unit. So we were asked if we wanted to move. We would consider moving to a different floor. Obviously, we were willing to do that, but that turned out to be a very lucrative deal from our side. So coming back to Michael's point, I would almost say that every private person in the Netherlands knows that how much units or how much office space is vacant in the Netherlands. So that it has been in all the newspapers for such a long time. It's not easy to be, or it's not difficult to be an educated tenant, like what Michael referred to.
Just going back on it, I think actually that's very true. But I think also the person that runs a regional office for a company in Lille isn't incentivized on that basis. Whereas there's probably more owner businesses in the Netherlands and it's their back pocket. I sense that, certainly I think of a building in Lille that we look after with 70, 80 tenants. I'm pretty sure that very few of those are actually influenced at all by the financial health of the company unless it goes bankrupt, where in the Netherlands that's just not the case. Power or the results of the business are that much deeper within industries.